This poem is for Sam, my first ever hero. An old man who used to watch over me after school before my grandmama got home from work. I was 6, 7, maybe 8 then. And Sam was my teacher. His apartment was peppered with posters of Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Huey P. Newton, and his favorite inspiration, Malcolm X. And then on one wall by itself was my favorite poster, a poster of 2 black athletes, college kids, ready to change the world that they lived in. The first, Tommy Smith, raised a glove-covered right fist for black power. The second, John Carlos, raised the left fist for unity here in America. There was a third man who stood on that stage that day, too often overlooked for being from another time and another place, and Sam used to love to tell me the story behind that poster. Just like he loved to tell me of the one December Detroit day back in the 60s when Sam was part of a protest. And when the police arrived, they beat him until his jawbone was broken. And then multiple muscles in his mouth were ripped open, and then the Detroit Police Department figured they would leave their mark. A message to all those just like Sam, shaped in the form of a dent that they left in the side of his head. And y'all, Sam came home with the beach problem. But only to those he was never comfortable around, like new people, public places. But in private, Sam used to call me his little revolutionary. And I would call Sam the revolution. This is a fist, he would tell me one day. I was 6, 7, maybe 8 then. This fist is the one human form that a body can make that is the hardest to pry open. This fist means power. This fist means, by any means, do you understand that? And I nodded. Good, he said. Some years later, I'd moved 600 miles away. Sam was a distant memory when my grandmother called me. She said Sam had been driving home late that night, and some drunk decided to run a red light. And I cried for 3 days. Nobody made it to Sam's funeral except for my grandmother and his 2 living siblings. There was no big burial, no broadcast memorial, no 1,000 people crowding out streets. The revolution was dead, y'all. And no one had ever cared about that man but me. This poem is for Sam, my first ever hero, the Superman who made sure all was cool and calm in my childhood metropolis, an individual who made a greater difference in me, his little revolutionary than any Martin or Malcolm or Marcus ever could have. And I realized that night I am to carry on his fight, their fight. And I know most of y'all probably think I'm just some white kid trying to pull off a black power poem, but I am not a white kid, and this is not a black power poem. I'm just trying to write a powerful poem for Sam. So when I look back on all that's happened, I see that same poster on his wall, but I see it differently. Malcolm X is in the back, fist raised, pushing pride among his people. Sam is centered in the middle, fist raised like the revolutionary that he was, and then in front is a child, y'all. He's 6, 7, maybe 8 then. He's the all too overlooked face of a new revolution, and like a soul that will never be broken, like a fist that refuses to be pried open, I realized that I must speak, and damn it, I will. I will speak because God and Allah have both told me to. I will speak for the people in my life who will never listen to, like Jay, like Ricky, like Sam. I will speak for those of us who no longer can, like Malcolm, like Martin, like Mahatma, and I will speak for the unity of every one of you in this room, no matter what race, religion, social status, creed, or otherwise. And I will speak by any means necessary.